Hello guys, so now we shall be discussing regarding the lymph nodes of the stomach. Okay, what are the different kinds of lymph nodes that are surrounding the stomach? And all of you know the cancers, they mainly choose the lymphatic pathway. Okay, so let us see what are the lymph nodes over here. So before we see the lymph nodes, let us just draw the stomach over here. Right, now first of all, before we discuss the lymph nodes, we have to divide the stomach into different parts. Okay, so what are the different parts which we will divide first of all? So for example, from here all the way, I am drawing an imaginary line over here. So this imaginary line will divide the stomach into 4 different parts. It means till here this is one part of the stomach and this is the second important part of the stomach. And here also if I am drawing another part, so here the entire stomach is imaginarily divided into 4 parts. So this is part 1, this is part 2. This is part 3 and this is part 4. There are 4 different parts. So each part has got some fluid that will be released and that should drain into some lymph nodes. Okay, so let us look at that right now. Now the entire part 3, near the part 3 of the stomach, I mean 3 and 2 are greater curvature, 1 and 4 are lesser curvature. So near the part 3 we have got a group of lymph nodes like this. Okay, near the part 3 we have got a group of lymph nodes in this way. So the entire fluid that is secreted by the part 3 is released into these lymph nodes. And by the way, what is the organ that is present over here? All of you know what is that? What is that which we have over here? Yes, this is called as your spleen. So this is present, these lymph nodes are present between the stomach as well as the spleen, right? And not only that, next important thing is that just behind the stomach you have got another organ that comes out all the way like this. What is this? These things I have talked a lot many times before, right? What is this which is behind the surface of the stomach, right? So exactly speaking, this is how the picture goes. This is how the picture goes. What is this structure? This is called as your pancreas. Okay, now these group of lymph nodes are present near the pancreas and the spleen. So you call this group of lymph nodes as pancreatosplenic lymph nodes. So what are these lymph nodes called as? These lymph nodes are called as pancreatosplenic nodes. These are called as pancreatosplenic nodes. Next important thing is that near the second part also over here we have got a group of lymph nodes. So we have got group of lymph nodes near the second part. So let us see what are these group of lymph nodes called as. So these group of lymph nodes, if you remember the arterial system which I talked in the stomach, if you remember the venous drainage which I have talked in the stomach, there I told this region is completely the right gastro-epiploic area, right? So the artery which we have here is right gastro-epiploic artery. The vein which we have here is right gastro-epiploic vein. So the nodes also which we have here is the right gastro-epiploic nodes. So these nodes are right gastro-epiploic nodes, right? Gastro-epiploic nodes. And next important thing is that this area which I will be shading right now, right? So this area, if you see, if you remember, this area is called as a pyloric area, you remember, right? In the parts of the stomach we discussed that this area is a pyloric area. So obviously here also we will have a group of lymph nodes like this. So these group of lymph nodes which are located in the pyloric area are called as what? Pyloric group of lymph nodes. Okay, so these lymph nodes over here are called as pyloric nodes. Pyloric nodes are pyloric group of lymph nodes, right? Next important thing is that just now coming to the lesser curvature, we are done with the greater curvature. In the greater curvature, pancreatosplenic nodes, right gastroepiploic nodes and the pyloric nodes. Now coming on to the lesser curvature, here we have got a group of lymph nodes. Okay, now in the same way here also we have got a group of lymph nodes. Okay, so what are these group of lymph nodes here? These group of lymph nodes are called as left gastric nodes, whereas these group of lymph nodes are called as right gastric nodes. Okay, so what are these group of lymph nodes over here? This is called as right gastric nodes. Why? Because we have got a right gastric artery or the right gastric vein over here, And why are you calling it as a left gastric node? Because we have got a left gastric artery or the left gastric vein over here, right? So we have got the left gastric nodes, okay. And where is the liver that is located? All of you know that liver is somewhere here, right? So just beneath the liver also you have got a group of lymph nodes in this way. These group of lymph nodes which are located just beneath the liver are called as hepatic group of lymph nodes, or you can simply call them as hepatic nodes. These are called as hepatic nodes. Now in the center here you have got the major type of lymph nodes over here. In the center over here you have got the real lymph nodes, okay. So these group of lymph nodes which I have drawn with a special color over here are called as celiac group of lymph nodes. What are these called? These are called as celiac group of lymph nodes. Celiac group of lymph nodes, right? So we have got 3 lymph nodes on the greater curvature. We have got 3 types of lymph nodes on the lesser curvature. So the 3 types of lymph nodes on the greater curvature are, one is the pancreaticosplenic lymph nodes. We have got the right gastro-epiploic nodes as well as the pyloric nodes. 3 lymph nodes, types of lymph nodes which have got on the left side is called as the right gastric nodes, left gastric nodes, hepatic nodes. Now what is happening here? What is happening here is that at the end all these lymph nodes, at the end what is happening is that all these lymph nodes together they will drain into celiac group of lymph nodes. What I am trying to explain you is that, for example, let us say these let us say part number 3, okay. So this entire part number 3 has drained its complete contents into which group of lymph node? It drained its complete contents into, let us say, pancreaticosplenic lymph nodes. Next, part number 2 will completely drain its fluid into which lymph nodes? Right gastro-epiploic. Next, pyloric part will drain into the pyloric group of lymph nodes. In the same way, the fourth part will drain into the gastric nodes. The first part will drain into the left gastric nodes, okay. Now, collectively after draining all of them, all these lymph nodes finally they will drain into the celiac group of lymph nodes, okay. So finally they will drain into the celiac group like this. So finally they will come and they will drain like this into the celiac group of lymph nodes finally, okay. So these are the different kinds of lymph nodes on the greater curvature and the lesser curvature which I want you to know. So thank you so much for watching my video. Goodbye.